Hello, it's Kim here, and I'd like to talk about the topic of trust. And I'd like to ask you, how much do you trust? How much do you trust yourself? How much do you trust others? And how much do you trust life? So I just want to see if I can get a little bit better before I carry on. It's very white behind. Just want to get a bit of a better color. So, yeah, the questions again. How much do you trust? So for yourself, do you trust your decisions? Do you trust your ability to tune into your intuition, your inner wisdom, to follow your inner wisdom? Or are you always looking outside yourself to other people to answer your questions? Right? So how much do you go inwardly to find answers, and how much do you feel that you can't trust your own intuition or your own inner knowledge, and how much do you keep looking outside for answers? And then, so that's yourself. So the second level of trust is, how much do you trust other people? How much do you find that you're either doubting or suspicious or constantly thinking and worrying of whether to trust other people? And that could be close friends and family or partner, or it could be your work colleagues, or it could be random strangers, like walking down the street. If you pass somebody, do you feel safe? Do you feel that you can trust that person? And then the third level of trust is trusting life, trusting that the universe, the world, life will look after you and nurture you and make sure that all your needs are met. And what you can do, if you like, is you can actually rate this. So you could say, rate from 0 to 10. How much do I trust myself? How much do I trust other people? And how much do I trust life, the world, the universe, whatever you like to call it? Now, the reason I'm asking these questions and bringing this topic up is because trust is absolutely essential if we want to feel happy, and ultimately if we want to be healthy, and also if we want to be successful in life, if we want to achieve our goals and dreams. And often we can not even be aware that we don't really trust, or it can just seem perfectly normal that one doesn't trust. It becomes such a norm to be suspicious, to worry, to have doubt, self-doubt, to have anxiety, to be constantly overthinking, to be constantly worrying about the future or going into the past. Just worry, worry, worry. It can be so normal that we don't even know that it could be different. We don't even question it. Now, trust is a topic that is one of my favorite topics, because it's something that I've had to work a lot on. And of course, everything I teach from personal experience, and that's how I come to teach what I teach. It's because I've been through it myself, I've investigated it and learned and made changes, and then I can teach others. So trust has been a big issue for me personally, and so I want to share how it is that we lose trust. So what I've discovered is that whatever happens to us in our adult life, the foundation is set up in the first 7 years. Whatever has happened to us in those first 7 years, as we're brought up, we're unconsciously conditioned by our environment, by the people in our environment. We're constantly soaking up everything that happens around us in our environment. And we create beliefs which are actually unconscious beliefs about ourselves and about life and how life is. And we're just formed in those first 7 years. And what happens is, if we're living in an environment where we don't feel safe, and that could be we don't feel physically safe, and or we don't feel emotionally safe, then we start to lose trust. And first of all, we start losing trust in the people around us. In other words, our caregivers. That could be parents, could be grandparents, it could be other members of the family, could even be maybe teachers at school. But we start to lose trust. We don't feel safe around them, which means that we don't feel safe to be ourselves. We don't feel safe to feel our feelings, to think our thoughts. We stop losing trust in our decisions and what we perceive to be true. And so we start losing trust in the people around us, which then means that we start to lose trust in ourselves. And that then has later on a knock-on effect in losing trust in life in general. And then that starts to create these habits of worry. So worry isn't an emotion, it is a habit. It is a habit of the mind. And what it's trying to do is to protect us by foreseeing danger, which is connected with our natural instincts. But the problem is, when we worry a lot, overthink a lot, have anxiety constantly, always doubting, always suspicious, it means that we're always on guard. We're always on guard for the next danger. And life just doesn't feel safe. And that puts our body into a perpetual state of stress. So literally the stress response in the body, which should only come on in real danger, is constantly switched on. And that is not healthy at all, because all the systems of our body literally function in a different way. And so, for example, our digestion doesn't work very well when we're constantly in the stress response. So this issue of lack of trust has deep ramifications in all areas of our life. It impacts us mentally, in our mind, it impacts us emotionally, and it impacts us physically, because whatever is happening mentally and emotionally has a knock-on effect physically in the body. So it impacts our total being. So shortly, in a few weeks, I'm going to be launching a brand new training. And part of this training, and the very first part of this training, because it is the absolute foundation of the training, is to learn how to rebuild trust. How to feel absolute trust, peace, and trust deep inside. And this is a 8-week or a 10-month, depending on which option you take, journey to learn how to re-trust, to rebuild trust. And this is only the first part of the training. There are 5 parts to the training, but the first part is learning how to rebuild trust so that you can really, genuinely, authentically feel a deep sense of trust and safety in your universe, so that you feel a deep sense of trust from the world at large, you trust other people more, and you trust yourself, because there are these 3 levels of trust. So I'll be posting the link after this live on the post below, and there is a free introductory series, and then there is the full series, and it is called Opening Your Heart to Love. So there's much more information in the free introductory series about the whole series, but this little video is just to introduce the topic of trust and how absolutely vital trust is for experiencing authentic happiness and health and success and all the good things that I know you want to experience in your life. So I look forward to seeing you in the program.